I'm a VTOL. I'm not quite strong enough to get off the ground, but I can bounce for a second. Oh, up and down. Up. Right. Is Archer Aviation and all VTOLs a complete scam? Some people say, we've never seen anybody inside the aircraft. It can't possibly carry a person. It's all a con. The fact everyone's spending millions of dollars buying the stock and no one's ever seen one and never seen it raise a person, it must be a con. What is going on? Well, right now, we're going to debunk the myth and we're going to prove to you what? It's a scam or not a scam? This person here, one of our dear members and one of our friends, saying, can one lift the weight of a person and move him 5 miles? Not a human, just the extra weight. Why hasn't anyone on the planet shown that it's possible? So all the people that are buying a VTOL, they're all idiots because basically it can't fly, it can't carry a person. So let me explain it a minute. Let me put it like this. So by the end of this video, you're going to know if it is a con or not. Let me explain. Right now, we have an airplane and we have the batteries and we have the propellers spinning around and we have upward lift and we have thrust and we have it flying in the air. We know that, we've seen it. Even our guest here would say, yep, I've seen that. I've seen it fly. I've seen it go through resistance, turbulence. I've seen it fly, but I don't think it can carry a person. It's not got enough energy to carry a person. Let's think about that for a moment. It's got enough energy to get off the ground and carry itself. I'm just thinking that the plane and the motors and the batteries are probably heavier than me, an average person. So clearly it can pick up its own weight. So to say it can't pick up a person when it's already picking up its own weight does sound a bit odd. Remembering when we see it in the air, it's going against resistance, it's dealing with turbulence, and it's not crashing up and down. I put it to you like this. If this person was right, and it was using all its energy just to be able to get itself in the air, it would be like the Wright brothers. You know when the Wright brothers first took off with their plane, it bounced along the ground, it boom, boom, it couldn't really, it was up and it down, and up and it down. A bit like a dragonfly. You know those dragonflies with all the funny legs everywhere that just kind of like bounce off the ground? I'm a VTOL. I'm not quite strong enough to get off the ground, but I can bounce for a second. Oh, up and down. Up. Right. It'd be like that. It's not like that though, is it? When it flies, it's kind of like in the air and it's kind of like flying comfortably with all its turbulence and all its drama. It keeps on flying. So my suggestion to you is it real? Are people really buying a stock that really exists? Is it a real thing? I think it is. I think it is because it can pick itself off the ground, which is a lot heavier than a person. So clearly it's doing all right. It's doing all right. And it's going against turbulence and it's going against everything else. The real reason you have not seen a person sitting there, first of all, it flies by itself. It's nothing to prove by putting a person sitting there going, hello, I'm sitting here. It can fly from A to B all by itself. That's pretty clever, right? That's autonomous. Very clever. We can do that. It's not really an achievement to have somebody sitting there waving out the window. That's not very hard. But hang on a minute. I've never seen it. It can't be real, even though it's flying itself. It can't be real. Well, the reason for that is regulations, FAA approval. They have to have regulations in place and safety tests in place before they stick a person. I lead you to another example. You like my dragonfly? I've got an even better one. Hang on a minute. Is Starship a real thing? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Starship goes up around the Earth, comes back down. I've seen the two in tandem parallel. booster jets landing down there on the SpaceX landing port. But I've never seen a person waving out of the window. Can SpaceX really carry a person? I've never seen it. No, there's never been a person on Starship going up and having a wave out the window and going around the moon and anywhere else for that matter. But nevertheless, tons and hundreds of tons, thousands of tons of weight is lifted up. So I think the person's probably not going to ruin it. That hasn't happened either. But I'm pretty sure that SpaceX has launched Starship several times. So next time you ask yourself, is Starship a real thing? Because I've not seen a man waving out the window. Is Archer Aviation eVTOL a real thing? Because I've not seen a man waving out of a window. Think of the little dragonfly bouncing along the ground like the Wright brothers. Or it sails through the air, all happy and Larry and no problem. Yes, I think it can carry a person. But hey, what do I know? I ain't got a clue. It's probably not real. I wouldn't put your money into it. Click above my head. Down below in the description. Over in here, some other stuff. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.